We're going to make this quick because I don't really do this type of thing. The first spawn is here in the wheelchair. This is the Emicrom extract by the med tap. The next spawn is going to be in the Terror Group parking garage. And to be honest with you, a lot of these are already on the wiki, but if you're like me and you can't be fucked to figure out where screenshots are and this and that, especially for players that don't know the map, like, the video format is just a hell of a lot easier to follow along with. So this is the Terror Group building. It's the main street of the map. Inside the parking garage, pretty much dead center of it's going to be this black car. You can identify it with the trunk being open. And the spawn will be on the ground just below this open door. And then apart from that spawn in the parking garage, the rest of the spawns in Terror Group are all upstairs. And there's a whole bunch of them. I think there's probably 12. And you can go back there and get the, you know, the dead scientist key or whatnot to open this door, but it's easier just to use the balcony. And then up here in the reception area, the first spawn is on this shelf, just behind the reception desk. There's another spawn in this gray chair. And then in the maintenance hallways of sort of the reception area, there is a wooden bench here. And it spawns right there. There's a bunch of spawns in room 3 and room 4. Room 4 is also a locked door, but you need the dead scientist key to get in. The first spawn in room 3 is right here on the couch. There's another one right here, and it spawned this time. And then there's this desk back here. I recognize it by the ultra-wide monitor, and it's on the desk just in front of the monitor. And then there's another spawn on this table right in the corner. First spawn in here as soon as you jump through the window. Right there on the ledge. Another one here in this paper divider, whatever you want to call it, in the leftmost section. Another one here on this desk. I believe, I've never actually found it here, but I think it's the leftmost cushion on this couch. And then another one right there. And then that's all the spawns for the Terror Group building. We're gonna run outside. There is this little standalone building, it's like a coffee shop or whatnot. There's 2 spawns in there. Just barely saw that guy as I was walking past. And then this is the coffee shop I was talking about. First spawn is on this sofa. This one's a bit hard to see because it's leaned up right against the armrest, so kind of get in there, look for the white dot. The other one is on top of this table, and it has spawned. Beautiful, we take those. Okay, so now we're done with Terror Group. We're done with this coffee shop. This is the vehicle extract for your bearing. And then this building is Empire. And then at the bottom of Empire is Tarbank. As soon as you come in to your right, it'll be the first table here, spawns right there. And then this sort of... Excuse me, sir. This sort of reception area, there is another spawn on the second shelf, right side of that, whatever you want to call it. Sort of a shelf. And then there is another spawn upstairs, but we're going to go downstairs and knock the one spawn that I know of underground out of the way. Out into this main open area. And then this box here, and it did spawn. Right there. We're going to run back upstairs all the way to the top, past the barbed wire. And there's another spawn right there, leaned up against the red book, and it spawned. And then we're leaving Tarbank. Walk straight outside. There's like this food kiosk here. I don't know what you would call this. And then it spawns on the table right there next to the blue tray. And then there's one spawn in Oasis. It's just upstairs right here. And I gotta be honest, I got thousands of hours in Tarkov, but don't know if there's another way up here. To be honest, you kind of go to ground zero, just get your early quest done, and then there's not a huge reason to come back. Loot isn't all that great. Run up these stairs all the way back here. And it spawns right here, and it did spawn. So yep, right there next to the laptop. And you can go back down the stairs if you want, but I can't be fucked, so I'm just gonna risk the fracture. I think it's just barely too high, but I've also got pretty high health and vitality, so maybe I don't get the fracture. In this restaurant here, there is a spawn right where this kvass spawned, actually. Literally right there on the table. And if you don't want to come in the restaurant, you can just run past and free look it and see if it spawns on that table. But there is a spawn upstairs. I'm gonna knock this one out real quick. Right here on this sofa. And then as you're running out, we're still kind of doing the run going down this street. Before you come into the car dealership, there is a park bench here. Spawns right there. And then we have 3 more spawns back here. One of them between the Capitol building. The Capitol building and Fusion. The back of this parking lot. This car here with the hatch open. It spawns in the trunk. It did not spawn. But right there. And then straight across from Capitol, there's another bench to check. This one's a bit cheeky because it spawns like right on top of some papers. So you really got to come up here and look for the white dot. But if it spawns, I believe it's medical and it'll be sitting right on top of the newspaper. The last spawn on this side of the map is back here by the extract. I think this building's pronounced Nakatani. I haven't actually found this one, but it spawns on one of these 2 park benches here. Then we have one more spawn to finish off the run, but it's a bit far away. Broke the cardinal rule of Tarkov to eat before you drink. Pop another SJ. Like I said, this is probably not all the spawns. The community is still kind of discovering them day by day. But this is a good 20 or 30 spawns, and I've been pretty successful with it. And I'm by no means a content creator. I really can't be fucked to care, but I have a pretty sizable group I play Tarkov with. Popping off. The last spawn's just down there by Flare Extract. I'm gonna take the Streets Transit either way. If you know, you know. So this is usually the last one I hit on the run. But like I was saying, I have a pretty good group that I play Tarkov with, and more so just making this video for their benefit to just kind of share the information, because this Battle Pass is a bit grindy. But why not just make a video out of it and see who I can help. The community's like really been coming together to figure out these spawns. It's quite neat. And the wiki is a bit fragmented. It doesn't have all the spawns. Even the ones that, at the time of creating this video, the wiki did not have all the spawns I covered. It's been scraping together screenshots and whatnot from Discords and friends and stuff like that to put together this list. And I do not claim that it is all of them. I'm sure more will be discovered, but that's it. There's the run. And I do have, you know, all of them kind of written down in a picture map. And I've got other maps as well that I've been doing runs on. So if you guys want to see videos on that as well, let me know. Particularly labs, because we all got to go there to make money. Factory runs super quick. I've already got all those completed. So, yeah, thanks for watching.